Hello and welcome to this short session on steps to prepare for your alternative assessment. I'm going to jump straight into Canvas then, and the first step we mentioned is setting your grade posting policy. So to do that you need to go to Grades and then you go to this little cog up in the top right. And by default when we go into grade posting policy, it will be set to automatically post grades if it's never been changed. What I want you to do is I want you to change that to manually post grades. Automatically post will mean that as soon as grades are put in, they'll go straight to the students. Manually means that we need to release them. Now, one caveat to that is if it's anonymous assignment, well then the grades do always have to be posted, so it wouldn't automatically post grades. Once you've done that, you hit update and it will tell you that the gradebook settings have been updated. What that means is that when the grades have been put in, you can go to this little ellipsis here and you can post the grades manually. So until you do that, the grades would not be released to students. So we're just making sure that these grades are not released to students straight away when they're put into Canvas. The second setting that we said to have a look at, if I go down to settings, down at the bottom of the screen here, you'll see course details at the top. So it's this first tab, and then these are all the settings for the course. We want to go to more options, and the setting we're looking at is this one, hide totals in student grade summary. Now this is just to avoid anxiety or confusion because Canvas shows the students a running total for the grades that they've received. Once you put this exam in, that will change, and therefore we want to just make sure that they don't get confused by that running total. So we just hide that total and then update the course details. Okay, so that's setting number 2. The third thing we would advise is to set up a separate assignment group for the alternative assessment. So if we go to assignments and then we go to plus group, we can add a new assignment group for whatever you want to call it. I'll call it alternative assessment. Okay, whatever percentage it is for the grade, so I'll make it 60%, and then I'll hit save. Okay, and you can see here that I already had some groups in for essays, reports, etc. And now I've got this one in for the alternative assessment. So when I come to set up the alternative assessment submission, I'll put it in here so that it's very clear that that is something different from the other items that have already been completed. So those 3 steps are to set your grade posting policy, to hide that total from students, and to set up your assignment group ready for that alternative assessment to go in.